You walk into a room late, every head seems to turn, your face goes hot. Your shirt suddenly feels wrong, your hair feels wrong, your whole body feels like it's on a stage you never asked to stand on. But here's the strange part, most of those people never looked up at all. Psychologists call this the spotlight effect. Your brain is convinced you're the main character in everyone else's story. It isn't. Nobody is watching you nearly as closely as you think. So why does it feel so real? Go back 230 years, your ancestors didn't live in cities. They lived in small bands, 30 or 40 people, everyone knowing everyone. In a group that small, being noticed actually mattered. A misstep could mean exile. Exile meant death. There were no strangers to blend into. There was no anonymity to hide behind. Your brain evolved for that world, not this one. In 2000, psychologist Thomas Gilovich ran a simple experiment. He asked a college student to wear an embarrassing t-shirt, a shirt with a face the student found humiliating, and walk into a room full of peers. Afterward, he asked the student to guess how many people noticed the shirt. The student guessed nearly half the room. The real number was less than a quarter of that. Gilovich called it the spotlight effect, and the pattern held up again and again in dozens of follow-up studies. People consistently overestimate how much others notice them, remember them, and judge them. Your brain isn't lying to you. It's running old software on new hardware. Think about what your ancestors actually needed to survive. Not privacy, not anonymity. They needed social standing. They needed to know constantly whether they were still accepted by the group. A hunter who was quietly pushed out of the tribe didn't just lose friendship. He lost the fire at night. He lost the shared meat. He lost protection from predators he could not fight alone. So the brain built a warning system, an internal alarm that stayed switched on, always scanning faces for approval or rejection. That alarm never got an update. It still fires when you trip on a sidewalk. It still fires when you send a text with a typo. It still fires when you raise your hand in a meeting and your voice cracks. Your brain treats all of it like a survival threat, because for most of human history, social rejection genuinely was one. Here's where it gets stranger. Neuroscientist Naomi Eisenberger scanned the brains of people who were being socially excluded, left out of a simple ball-tossing game. The region that lit up was the anterior cingulate cortex. That's the same region that activates during physical pain. Being ignored doesn't just feel bad. Your brain processes it almost identically to a broken bone. So when you imagine a room full of people silently judging you, your brain isn't overreacting for no reason. It's running the same threat detection system that once kept your ancestors alive. The wiring is ancient. The world around it changed overnight, at least on an evolutionary timescale. Cities happened, airports happened, crowded trains full of total strangers happened, and your brain never got the memo that most of the faces around you belong to people who will forget you within seconds. There's a term for this too, the illusion of transparency. Not only do you think people are watching you, you also believe they can see straight through you, that your nervousness is written on your face in bold letters. Researcher Thomas Gilovich tested this as well. He had participants lie or tell the truth, then guess how easily observers could tell the difference. People consistently believed their lies were far more obvious than they actually were. Your inner world feels loud. From the outside, it's almost silent. This explains so much of what feels unbearable about being human. The dread before a presentation, the replay of an awkward conversation at 2 in the morning, the certainty that everyone at the party noticed you standing alone for 30 seconds. None of it is really about them. It's about an alarm system built for a world of 40 people, now firing in a world of 8 billion. Knowing this doesn't shut the alarm off, but it does something almost as useful. It gives you permission to doubt the alarm. Next time you walk into a room and feel every eye land on you, remember Gilovich's t-shirt experiment. Remember that the number of people actually paying attention is probably a fraction of what your brain insists. Remember that the discomfort you feel is not evidence. It's an echo, a signal built for a tribe that no longer exists. You were built to be noticed by 30 people who knew your name. You live now among strangers who barely register your face. The alarm still rings. The danger it once warned you about is gone. So next time you feel like the whole room turned to look, take a breath. It didn't. It almost never does.